How much more intense can this possibly get? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Season 4, Episode 10 of Wakfu. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get to this today. Without going into too much, basically, I thought I wasn't going to be able to record anything today because, just to put it simply, I wasn't going to have the availability to. I wasn't going to have the privacy, I guess, to be able to record as I need. But things ended up working out. So I do have the time. It's later than I usually record, like a lot later, but I'm gonna make it work. It's not like I have a lot to record today anyway, so yeah. We have another episode here, and things are just getting very intense. Hugo is kind of like aging, like into what his like body should look like at his age. Qilby, it has been fighting this automaton who I can't think of the name of. Well, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he's fighting it, and it's implied that he's not going to survive. Everyone else has kind of fled down to the world of 12, but shit's not exactly going great there because another portal has been opened. It's just like a lot of crazy shit going down. This season really is just going for it, and I can appreciate that. But the big question is still, how is this all going to be like figured out? How are we going to defeat Taras Mordell? It's very unclear, if I'm being honest, because of how powerful he is. And it's like, they don't have the Dofus. Like, Qilby had the Dofus, and if he dies, what happens to them? Do they, like, get scattered across or something? Like the Dragon Balls or something? I don't know. Maybe they just stay there. It's probably been said in previous seasons, and I probably just don't remember. So there's been a lot of that. There's been like certain things like Qilby said back in season 2 that set up for this. A lot of things that's like regarding these automatons and whatnot. So it's just, there's going to be certain things about like a big like monologue that the villain has in a season I'm not going to remember, but still, I don't know. We'll see. You guys will let me know in the comments if there's anything I need to know and everything, of course, or on the Discord, either one. But yeah, we're just going to get into this and see what this episode has in store, because it's already late. I don't want to spend too much time here if I don't have to. But yeah, we're going to get into this. So before we do, as a reminder, we have a lot of great content for you to check out on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday, we also do YouTube reactions, or at least YouTube adjacent. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a series or a movie reaction goes in that slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we have movies every Saturday and Sunday. They're pre-recorded earlier in the week, but uploaded on the weekend, so that there's always something going on. We also are currently going through 2 separate Let's Plays. On Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we have Spider-Man 2. And I know, with you seeing this, you might have noticed the Spider-Man 2 went up today on Wednesday. It was going to be like a kind of a replacement and everything, because I wasn't going to be able to record Wakfu. But it's like, I'm not going to take it back now, so it's just staying up. So just a bonus. Another bonus Spider-Man episode. I have a bunch of them already pre-recorded, so yeah, there you go. We are also currently going through on Saturdays Anno Mutationum. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you wish to know how to engage with donation reward Let's Plays, if you wish to donate for a game for me to play on the PS5 on the channel, all you have to do for that is check out the announcement video for PS5 Game Reward Months. Check out that video to give you all the information you need. You can search for it easily on the channel. Or if you really want to, you can just contact me on Discord or in a comment, and we can discuss it there. But all of that being said, let's just get on with the reaction and see what this episode has in store for us. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction because yes, we do redirect all reactions on this channel. You know how YouTube is with its copyright system, it fucking sucks. So just to be safe, we are redirecting everything, makes it a lot easier, and helps us avoid any possible issues, such as channel strikes, or even worse, a possible channel termination. I've dealt with that in the past, do not want to deal with it again. It is an absolute hassle. So, you just, all you have to do is go to the reaction down below, just click a single link, it'll take you to the page, the video should be good right from there. And on the plus side, everyone who watches gets to see the full unedited reaction for free. That's right, all of you get to see it for free, no paywall, no Patreon. You don't even have to sync up your own copy. All you can do is go to the link below, once again, follow it to the site, and watch the full unedited reaction completely free. And after you do, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will not only contain spoilers to the episode, but just my general thoughts on it as well. On top of anything else I need to talk about regarding the channel, regarding this reaction series, etc., etc. It's always worth checking out, always worth giving a moment of your time to. But all of that being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, we have 3 episodes left. Like I said, I believe they were all released at once as like this like big 3-part finale, which based on this episode, it absolutely sets up for that. And this episode, while it still had a lot of intense stuff in it, was definitely the calm before the storm. This was the last moment of prep, basically, before, like, the war begins. And that's a good way to handle it. Like, with everything that this season has set up, with all of the intense, like, world-ending shit that this season has built towards, having the finale be this massive 3-parter that everything has been working towards is exceptionally smart. Because if they just tried to finish this out in like 1 episode, even 2, it could feel rushed. Now, I'm not saying it necessarily would, because the writers in this are great and they're doing a fantastic job. And if they only did it like a 2-parter, then I'm sure they could make it work. But I think having it be a big 3-part finale really sells it that much more. It sells how big of a deal this is. It sells how intense this is, how frightening it is. And that's what I want to see from this series. Even 4 seasons in, it's like, it kind of keeps surprising me with the routes it goes. Because it's like, if you look back on where this started with season 1, it's like, even by the end of season 1, with all the stuff with Knox and everything, it's like, you would not have thought it would ever go to this. You would not think that this is where this series would come out to. This is very unexpected in the best way. But at the same time, it's not like out of nowhere or anything. Because it feels like each season not only has just been, bigger stakes and a much greater deal than the last, but it feels like it's actually been building up to this kind of stuff. We start with like small fry shit, and it just, each season it's like it starts going like one level up, one stage of antagonism, one stage of power, one stage of threat. And so by the fourth season, when we're like, dealing with shit that happened with primordial beings and the undead husks, the super powered undead husks of a former people that feed specifically on the life force that everything stems from. It's like, yeah, that feels kind of like a very valid point to build up to with this series, considering the series is named for the life force, for Wakfu. It's all centered around that. So having these villains who are this insanely powerful, this dangerous, and literally feed off of that life energy, that is absolutely a step beyond Oripo, who was already a massive step beyond Qilby, who again, a step beyond Nox. Each of these villains have been like one step beyond the last. And it's not just because of like their specific power sets, it's because of the danger and threat level to the world of 12 and its inhabitants. I mean, obviously Qilby's threat level was insane. Like, no one's doubting that. But you also have in the added, like, horror style threat of the Necrome. They're very much based on, like, zombies and stuff. They're obviously meant to be terrifying in a very visceral, very real way. Obviously not realistic, but you know what I mean. And that adds another layer to them as well that makes them come across as more threatening, even if technically Qilby's powers might have been stronger. Though that's honestly kind of questionable. Or did I say Qilby's? I meant Oripo's. Though that's kind of questionable. Though it is pretty wild how this is setting up for Yugo and Taras Mordal to have their showdown. Because we know how powerful Mordal is, but Yugo has all the Dofus and the Eliosphere, which is much more powerful than the Elia Cube. It's like that's definitely gonna even out the playing field quite a bit. I don't think Yugo's gonna be exceptionally stronger than Taras Mordal, because that would, I feel like at this point that would feel like a little cheap if he was just that much more powerful and just kind of whooped his ass. They definitely have to have a good fight. And considering, again, 3-part finale, I think they will. Now, Nora. Nora is currently frozen in stone, petrified, being grasped by the bodies of other Necrome. And I think she's still savable. I don't think she's dead. Because here's the thing. We saw that when Qilby died and returned to his Dofus, the Heliotrope goddess, like, realized that right away. She did not have to be told or anything. She just instantly knew that that happened. These are not feelings that she felt towards Yugo, towards Nora, or Ephraim. All of them are technically alive. I don't think Ephraim can be saved. I think Ephraim is beyond saving, but I do think that he can be restored if his current life is snuffed out. If he can be killed, I believe he will respawn in his Dofus. Nora, I think, can be straight up saved. I don't know exactly how, but I think Yugo is going to actually be able to unpetrify and save her. And Hugo, we know, is okay. We know he's going to be okay. He's the main character. He has that plot armor. Like he'll get in danger. He'll be put in some really tough situations, but he has enough plot armor to where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna survive. This I don't feel this is the kind of series where they would actually kill off the main character in the end, even if this is the final season or not. I don't think it's that kind of series. I don't think Hugo will die. I think Hugo's going to somehow learn to control the Eliosphere and the Dofus all at the same time and be able to survive it all. Again, whether this is the final season or not, he's going to survive in the end. Now, I kind of wonder, like, I already was wondering during the season if the entire Brotherhood of the Tofu would come back together. We know Ruel is still out there searching for Arpagani? I think that's her name. His wife. And I kind of don't see him joining the battle. For a lot of reasons. One, he's not that, like, great a fighter comparatively to pretty much everyone else. I don't see him joining the battle. I think, like, if we even see him again this season, he's still going to be just searching for his wife, just following that trail still. Though, for all we know, that little glimpse of him we saw at the end of this episode might have been the last time we see him this season, period. It's possible. But if he does appear, it's just going to be the same thing, probably at the start of the next episode. That's all I can see them doing, because I just don't see him joining the fight. But the others, Persidel, Ava, their family and everything, I could absolutely see them joining the fight. I call him Persidel, Tristapin. I can absolutely see them joining the fight. I don't think Madagascan is going to. I think he and Floppin are just, I think they're done for the season. We again might briefly see them again, but that's about it. But the others might join. We know Amalia and the Sarida Kingdom are going to join the fight. Armand and his wife probably will. Although I don't know if she's really a fighter. Do we know if she's a fighter? I don't remember if, like, anything was gone into that in previous seasons. But Armand definitely will protect his kingdom. We know the other Eliotropes will fight. It's like we're definitely going to have a big battle on our hands. As for the other kingdoms, I kind of don't know at this point, honestly. It's going to be crazy either way, and I'm just very interested to see how this all closes out. Now, for these last 3 episodes, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I can tell you I'm not doing all 3 together. Like, that would be, like, this big thing. It would be kind of like this big hour-long, cool, like, final reaction for it. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to. I might do the last 2 episodes together. But I'm not sure right now. That's about the most I'm going to do. So the next episode, episode 11, will just be episode 11. I might do 12 and 13 together, or I might just do them separate still. I'm not sure at the moment. We'll see. It's going to depend on a few factors. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We still got to get through next week and all first anyway. And I guess just the last thing I'll talk about before we close this out and everything is Qilby redeemed himself 100%. Not only did he save Hugo, but by doing so, by sacrificing his life to save Hugo, he probably, let's be honest, saved everything. This was such a selfless move from a very selfish person. Qilby is undeniably selfish. And this was the single best thing we've seen him do in this series. He chose to give up his own life completely knowingly It's not like he didn't know he would die. He knew he would die. But he did this to save his brother. To save his king. A move that he probably wouldn't have done before. A move that he only was willing to do now because he has grown a bit. And honestly, his fight with Hugo before probably helped. It probably helped to let out that emotion. To just, just let it go. So, and sometimes in real life that kind of helps too. If you're like really angry or something, that's why people tell you to like, oh, go punch a pillow or something. Go beat up a stuffed animal. Healthy ways to let out your anger, because you need to let out your anger. Bottling it up inside will destroy you, and it'll cause a lot of resentment, a lot of pain, a lot of just unavoidable problems. And that's what happened to Qilby before. Because of being, sent to the white dimension and everything, it caused him all of this bottled up resentment and hatred, and he never got a real chance to let it out properly. But once he and Hugo fought in season 2, he got a chance to do so. Unfortunately, he was trapped again after that. So it required another fight in this season before he could, just breathe for a second. And he needed that. And by the way, I'm not saying all of this trying to excuse any of his actions. Fuck no. I'm just saying that all of that resentment and hatred is the reason he committed such atrocities. And he needed a way to let that out so that he could, fucking let that go and return to his senses in a way. And he finally did. And who knows what would happen now? He's been reborn again and again and has retained his memories. I assume he'd probably retain his memories again, but maybe because of the way he died this time, he wouldn't. And if he doesn't retain his memories, that might be for the best, just for him to have a completely fresh start. Just to be born anew and not have to worry about all that shit again. And maybe even if he does retain them, maybe he'll just choose to let it go and start fresh. That would be, nice, very hopeful. But he absolutely redeemed himself. He basically did the one thing that can redeem almost anybody. And that is self-sacrifice. I truly believe that self-sacrifice, a wholly selfless action, is the one thing that can redeem almost any character or any person. And the thing is, it has to be for selfless reasons too, which it clearly was here. You can't say, oh, I'm going to sacrifice myself to make myself a hero, to make myself look good for everyone. I'm going to have my name shouted and sang about through the ages. It's that's not selfless. That is a selfish way to enact self-sacrifice, which is, it's not something that I see super often in media, but I have. And it's if anybody who would actively be willing to sacrifice their life for a selfish reason, it's just I don't even understand that. It's you're going to sacrifice your life just for the hope of being remembered throughout history to be famous and shit. It's you're really willing to give up everything for that? Seems a little silly. But honestly, there are people who would do that. If I'm being completely honest here. Luckily, Qilby was someone who did so on a completely selfless whim. And chose to do it because he just genuinely cared about his brother. Like he said, they were brothers first, adversaries second. And he realized that. And that's something he needed to realize. So Qilby did good. He actually almost made me cry. Like I got emotional from his death. Self-sacrifice does it for me, though, to be fair. It's one of those tropes that I just really get behind. Just like the found family or trauma baby tropes. It's like those are tropes that I just like gravitate towards. So it makes a lot of sense that it got me emotional. But yeah, this was another fantastic episode. And I don't see how these final episodes, this war, is going to be anything less than amazing at this point. This season has far surpassed any expectations I could have had, and I genuinely don't believe it's just because it's been so long. It's been a long time, but I don't think that's the reason. I don't think all these years away is like, oh, I'm just excited to be back. No. I think I think it's just genuinely super fucking well written. I'm just really happy with how it's turned out. But we still have 3 episodes to go. We're not quite done yet. And I'm excited to see how this battle goes. Hugo versus Taras Mordal. It's going to be insane no matter how you look at it. But all of that being said, there is a lot of other great content to check out on the channel. Every Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Mondays, we also do YouTube reactions, or YouTube adjacent. Basically anything that doesn't quite fit into a series or movie reaction. And speaking of, we do also have movie reactions. Every Saturday and Sunday. They're recorded earlier in the week, but I upload them on the weekend just so every day has something going for it. We also have a couple Let's Plays we're currently going through. Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we have Spider-Man 2. Really enjoying it. It's been a ton of fun. There's some audio issues in the first 9 parts, but once you get to part 10, I've got it all figured out, it seems. We should be good from that point forward. But those first 9 parts, just be wary about that. We also are doing on Saturdays Anno Mutationum. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. If you want to know how to engage in donation reward Let's Plays, if you want to donate for me to play something on the PS5, just search out the video on the channel, the announcement video titled PS5 Game Reward Months. Search out that video and it'll tell you exactly how to donate for that. If you really want to, you could also contact me on the Discord server or just in the comments below. Whatever you feel most comfortable with doing, basically. But all of that being said, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.